So I was right. It was a very exciting night last night. Sort of. I'm kind of trying to force myself to be excited about stuff like this. When I was a kid, one of my favorite days, like Christmas of the year, would be iPhone events. And it's something that I have continued. I haven't missed an iPhone event in like over a decade now. And I don't intend to either. Even though it's not as exciting as it once was, you know? It's more just the getting up, the trying to stay excited about stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Hannah?
Yep.
The boy's going on the couch. Hey, boy! Hi, boy!
Moving into the back and can go around.
He's so cute. Anyway, alright, I just wanted to...
Oh,
yeah. So, nothing.
You asked me, do you know what you mean? And I don't know what you mean. I just said yes, intuitively.
That's exactly how you should do all the time. Hey, Hannah, we should buy more Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Yep. Good. Awesome. So, yeah, Apple event last night. Lots of fun. I woke up, I went to bed at, I don't even know what time. I think it was like 11. And then woke up at 2:30. And it was good. Stayed awake, lit the fire. Was nice. What are you trying to do?
Trying to take Charlie's stuff away.
Yeah. So they put out a whole bunch of new phones, new watches, all this sort of stuff. Look, interestingly, the stuff, I feel like we've hit, this is what I've been trying to say for a while to a lot of people. I used to be very, iPhone's way better than Android, rah, 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 rah. But I feel like we've hit a point where no matter what you get, whether it's, we'll call it the latest, your latest iPhone, the latest Google, latest Samsung, whatever you get, you will be pretty happy, I think, in general. So I think that competition's died down. I also think we have kind of hit peak smartphone in a way. So phones have been around for a long time. The iPhone, sort of 12, 13, which came out, like the iPhone 17 has just come out, so that's 5 years ago was the iPhone 12. Still a good phone. Still a great phone. I've got an iPhone 15 Pro Max, right? And that came out 2 years ago this year. And I have no real intent to do any upgrading of that just yet. I will, I'm planning for an upgrade in 2027, because that will be 20 years since the original iPhone. I feel like they'll do something special then. But I don't feel like it's going to benefit my life. My life. Obviously, there are people who do more creative things than I do, filmmakers and whatnot, who could benefit from an upgrade. But I just feel like I'm happy with what I've got. It doesn't have as fast, 5G cellular as the new ones, but, we're out in the sticks and I run off Starlink Wi-Fi anyway, Battery life, again, the battery life was a big improvement this year, which is something I've been saying is needed for a long time. But, again, for me, I don't have those battery issues yet. And if I do, I just looked at my battery health, it's sitting at 87%, so give it another 9 to 12 months and I'll just replace the battery and add another 20%-ish battery life, I'm not unhappy with what I have. I used to love getting the latest and greatest every year just because, I was excited about the tech. But I feel like now I've changed my priority where I'm a bit more excited about what I can do with the tech. Oh, I hated saying that. But ultimately, look at this beautiful little wren. I wonder if it's going to let me open the door. Can you see it? A little blue thing just over the flowers there. It's so small I don't think you'll be able to see it. Anyway, I'll see if I can go out and see it a bit better in a minute. Actually, I'm going to chuck some actual pants on and then go for a walk. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, so I decided that I should still, even though, look, I knew I wasn't going to buy anything this year or really have any major interest. It's good to, I thought it's good to keep my finger on the pulse given what I do. Not that it's super related, but, it's the kind of thing that I've always enjoyed. I thought rather than neglecting a passion, I should try and nurture it, So I have made the effort to be up at that time of the morning to watch the event. And I went back to sleep almost immediately afterwards, actually, which I don't normally do. Normally I'd, stay up and wow, look at this and look at that. And I've got a rock in my shoe. This year I didn't. I did have a quick look. They introduced a new 2TB Pro Max version of the iPhone, which here in Australia you can get for the low price of $3,800 for a phone. Again, look, for me and for 99% of people, it's not the way. But there is definitely a market out there creators, and they keep showing like filmmakers. I can definitely see the value that an iPhone with that sort of capability has for an indie filmmaker. But yeah, for me, with what I do, at least for today, I don't really see a value. I said to Hannah, the way I'm going to compare it in my head is, would I rather buy, if we had that money to spare at the moment, would I rather buy the phone, or would I rather buy the equivalent in Bitcoin? And the answer is Bitcoin. Because I feel like overall the value of the Bitcoin will be far greater for my life, and I'm not suffering with what I've got today. Same thing with all of it. The watch, the AirPods. I just don't have the same desire to continually get new, latest and greatest, fastest technology with cooler cameras and blah, 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 blah. But, it's still nice to see them run the events and, talk about all these new features and stuff. It is cool. I like the videos they do. All the artistic shots and angles and transitions, and I did think actually it was quite interesting. Been saying for a long time, I miss the era where Apple had, every time they introduced something new, they had Johnny Ive voice over it. Johnny Ive was the British voice, where we meticulously crafted this and we did that. Remember, 10 years ago, that's what they used to do. They haven't done that for a little while, because Johnny Ive has left the company and they went a different approach with their videos. But this time, the iPhone Pro was introduced using a female British voice, talking in a very similar sort of tone, very similar sort of manner. I just thought, that's interesting. It's kind of a return to the roots. So little things like that, it's kind of fun to pick apart and try and understand a bit better. Something else I wanted to talk about, going back to things of the past. Was it a week? I don't even remember. A little while ago, I was talking about a conversation I had with Caitlin and some wisdom that I got from a conversation with her. Basically, she was saying, I was like, how do you pull this off? We're talking about I won't go into detail because it's her life, her decisions, but not for me to share. But the wisdom that I got out of it, we were talking about, for the me part, the part that I will share is about me. I'm like, do you ever just, when it comes time to taking a break, do you struggle? And her response, more or less, hang on. There's nothing to bark at. There's a car driving on the other side of the road in the neighbour's yard, miles away. Why are you going to bark like that? Inside. Go. Yeah. Oh, she's naughty. I'm going to chase her inside for a bit. But anyway, the wisdom that I got from it, and I've got to run because I've got a meeting. Go inside. You're in trouble. Wisdom that I got from it, she was like, well, I kind of set my priorities, and then I understand and accept the consequences of those priorities, so the things that I'll miss out on as a result. Then I make a decision, and then I do it. I was like, that is, get inside. Go. So that is very, very, very simple. So I thought, I'm going to adopt that for my life. Hang on 2 seconds. Oh, sorry, I had to take Zia inside manually. She's very, very strong-willed. It's the Staffy, or whatever it is. She's great. We knew she had Great Dane in her, because the program she was part of, the Last Letter program, her mother was Great Dane. But no idea what the father was, but it's something stubborn and short and stocky. So I'm guessing a Staffy or something like that. Hannah used to have Staffies when she was younger, so she can see a lot of similar traits. So probably is that. Anyway, my point was I took on board that wisdom that Caitlin gave me. Just figure out your priorities, accept the consequences of those decisions, make a decision that you're going to stick with it, and then follow through. I thought, all right, I can do that. And I'm going to put on screen now the results of that decision for me in the last couple of weeks. So I made that decision recently that I was going to go hyper-focused on my health. For the past couple of years, it's been career, and it's been finance, and it's been all those different things. But I've neglected my health And it's been bad. Very, very bad, right? I'm lucky that nothing, like I've had a few scares when it comes to health, but nothing's really come of them, which is good. I don't want to wait until something does come of it. So I made my decision. I decided that my health has to come first. Minute and a half to my meeting, I should go inside. My health has to come first. I accepted the consequences of that decision. I'm gonna miss eating crap. Just being honest, right? I'm gonna miss eating all the processed garbage whenever I want. I know that it will be a big mental challenge at times. I know that there will be all sorts of things thrown my way that make it harder and make life a little bit more difficult. I know that squeezing in the time to walk, extra per day. Uh-oh. Bad time to have a meeting. I'll go grab the laptop. It's gonna take a lot of time. It's gonna take a lot of effort. It's gonna take a lot of commitment, dedication. Nothing worth it in life comes easy. But at the same time, the alternative, the other pain that I would face is, now it's come back. I don't need the laptop. The alternative pain is, and I've got to remember, this is the pain I've got to remember and remind myself of, is if I don't organize my health properly, then I could be facing some more significant health changes or health challenges later on in life. It's one pain, you trade, that's what life is. You trade pains, right? One pain is, it's gonna suck not eating pizza and drinking Coke all the time, right? That's a pain. The other pain is heart attack, right? Like what pain do I want to choose? You get to choose your challenge. You choose your pain in life. You either are willing to accept the low road, I suppose, or the easier option, which is not pain-free, by the way. Nothing is pain-free. Or you choose, okay, this is going to be more difficult, but I know that this is what's going to add the most value to my life. So I need to run and go to a meeting, but I really wanted to share that before I did. So happy Wednesday already? What? Hello. Oh, look at the little baby gecko. Oh, baby gecko and a big mama gecko. Don't worry, you're safe. I'm not going to touch you. We have a problem though. Just up here, sometimes the geckos will get caught in the door. And it's genuinely, it's the saddest thing in the world because they're such beautiful little geckos. There's a big mama gecko looking out. Alright, so why am I outside? It is 10 o'clock. And I have not done anywhere near enough steps for today. So, my plan is to go and do some more steps. I got my handy dandy torch. This was like one of the best purchases I ever made. And I'm basically just going to go do some laps. Get my steps up. That's it. It's been a busy day. It's been a very, very busy day. A very, very busy week. Hannah's been insanely good at helping me out with staying on top of the vlog. I know this is like my big project idea, but she's really stepped up and taken it on board. And she's really good. There's a couple of vlogs recently, you'll probably notice I edited a lot better than the others. And it's her. So, mad kudos to Hannah, who's very, very good at this stuff. And for helping me out when I have dropped the ball. Anyway, I'm going to go do my walking now, so I will talk to you soon. Happy Wednesday already. Crazy. Happy Wednesday.